There's no such thing as a fun job. Of course, you'll find plenty of people willing to declare that work brings them nothing but joy. But look around or underneath them, and you'll always find scowling people covered in mud. More often than not, the person who loves their job is really just the biggest slacker in the office. Work is unpleasant and often boring. That's why they pay you to do it. If something you were doing in the first place just naturally becomes your job, you're either a genius, an idiot, or incredibly lucky.
ねえお兄ちゃん
What?
お兄ちゃんの仕事って一体何なのよさ
Unfortunately, I'm none of the above. By most standards, my occupation is just about the last thing you could describe as fun. It requires steady, rigid discipline. There's no tolerance for failure, but even in success, you'll never see the spotlight. On top of it all, it demands specialist expertise, extensive experience, and training even when off duty. It's a little hard to summarize, but I guess you could call me a craftsman of sorts.
職人寿司とか握ったり扇の金具作ったりするのに似てんのか
Well, I guess those would be the typical examples, but craftsman is a pretty vague term. There is quite a range of people who fall under that umbrella. Although you tend to think of those working with material objects, as in Makina's examples, there are some who engage in more abstract forms of workmanship. And the craftsmen in my line of work deal with the most formless thing of all. Anyway, what's with the sudden interest in my job after all this time? Hardly that interesting of a subject.
そんなのここにいる全員が気になってることなのよさ
That a fact?
マキちゃんの言う通りですね。だよね。
Not that I'm constantly acting, but I've been trying to keep my behavior fairly normal, so as to avoid projecting the atmosphere characteristic of my occupation. Even so, it seems there's a degree of stiff artificiality to my performance that may have an equally unsettling effect on my classmates. A deeply regrettable failure on my part.
そうよそうよ。ユージってばほんと何者なのかよくわかんないのよね。なんか難しい言葉とか平気で使うし、何十キロと走った後でもケロッとしてるし、私のことすぐバカにするし。みちる様、お言葉ではありますが、最後の一つにつきましては、風見さんの得意性を示すことではないように思われます。そんなことないわよ。だってこいつ私のことすぐにバカだとか今までに見たことのない生物とか少しは言葉を選べってぐらいにもまあみちるに関してのユージの指摘は残念ながら正当よね。あまねまで何よこの五臓六腑っぷり。四面楚歌です、みちる様。残念ですが少しお静かになさった方がいいかと思われます。
まあまあそう言葉失うなよな。ほらバナナやるから食っとけ。何よそれ
マキナまでバカにしてんの。バナナってなんでよ。私の髪が黄色だからバナナ好きとでも言うの。髪の色が黄色だからバナナが好きだという説、とても斬新です。この小峰幸、みちる様についてきてよかったと心から思いました。
ついてきた意志があるのならもうちょっとフォローしてよ。
ウキーすごい完璧です、みちる様。
So, are you guys done asking me questions now? There haven't been many cases since my arrival at this school when I was grateful to Michiru, but her ability to rapidly derail conversations is truly welcome at times like these. But just as I'm about to wrap things up and make my leave, a cell phone rings in my pocket. Unfortunate timing. I slide it out and check the caller ID panel. JB, huh? Most contact from JB in any form means a business discussion. Accordingly, I'm always careful not to answer her calls when the others are in earshot. I leave the dorm and walk a few paces before hitting the answer button and bringing the phone to my ear. It's me. You'll have better luck finding the proverbial free lunch than a job that's genuinely fun. And mine is certainly no exception to the rule. When you live in a communal residence, you're always going to find some people you hit it off with, and some who are harder to handle. Ideally, you find points of compromise and stay on cordial terms even with the difficult residents. One of those underappreciated little skills that gets you ahead in life. Unfortunately, I don't possess it. In this dorm, I guess Amane would be first on the list of terms of friendliness, although in her case it's less hitting it off and more hitting on. Next in line would be Sachi, but she's got some abnormal quirks that can be tricky to handle, so her rank falls slightly. Makina and Michiru have a hard time even holding coherent conversations, making it a little hard to evaluate if we think in similar ways. But if I humor them with a little attention, they'll start chatting away all on their own, so in a sense, they're easy enough to deal with. I might not be blessed with much in the way of social skills, but even I can interact with those four without particular difficulty. This girl, however, is a different story. We were on seriously hostile footing from the very start, and our frequent chance encounters in the dorm haven't really helped. There's still a sense of tension in the air when we run into each other. Granted, that's a bit of an improvement compared to the way she used to slash at me with a box cutter on sight, but her attitudes remained stubbornly standoffish. There's no sign of a real thaw in relations.
今日誰もいないのかしら
Looking around the area in a slightly forced way, Sakaki mutters those words without particularly directing them at me. Amane's out shopping with Makina, said they'll be back this evening. The principal called Sachi to run an errand for the school. Haven't seen Michiru all day. When I answer, she glances at my face for a brief moment.
そうなの
The conversation dies there. Sakaki once again begins moving her eyes across the pages of a novel I'm sure she already finished reading. We may not talk much, but I've learned enough about Sakaki over the last few months to say that we've got a surprising amount in common. We both enjoy reading and don't mind spending time alone. We're both prone to mull things over in a languid sky-gazing session on rooftops. But similarity doesn't have much to do with hitting it off with someone. When it's two similarly unsociable types like us, it's easy for conversations to stagnate awkwardly. Asymmetrical interactions where people complement each other through contrast actually make for a much more harmonious atmosphere. Every once in a while, Sakaki's eyes flick up off the page to shoot a quick glance in my direction. Might sound like a girl in love trying to secretly keep an eye on her crush, but the reality is less idyllic. She seems to be trying to figure out how to extricate herself from this awkward situation. Although Sakaki is clearly bothered by the heavy silence in the air, I don't find it that uncomfortable. After piling the 4 books I brought from my room on the table, I lean back on one elbow and begin to work my way through the first. It'd probably be more considerate for me to take the initiative and leave, but owing to certain circumstances, that's not going to happen this time.
失礼
Apparently reaching the limits of her endurance, Sakaki abruptly drops her book onto the coffee table and stands up. Before I can even react, she turns to 3 o'clock and starts to walk away. Looking up from my book, I call out a question before she can make her getaway. You going somewhere? Sakaki's progress pauses, but after a moment, she walks off without so much as turning around. Her slippers squeak against the hallway floor with an orderly rhythm reminiscent of a soldier on the march. All right then. Snapping my book shut, I rise quietly from my seat and begin to walk off in the same direction. With a steady, regular gait, just like Sakaki's, following in her footsteps. You want me to play bodyguard?
そう榊由美子さんのね知ってるでしょ
I'm familiar with her name and face. Other than that, my information's pretty limited.
そうなんだ。てっきりいろいろと知ってるもんだと思ってたけど。
I have no idea what you're trying to imply, but she's just a classmate, and we're not particularly close.
じゃあ少しは知ってもらわないといけないかもね。はい、これ資料。
JB picked up a thick file from her desk and passed it to me. It contained a bulky bundle of A4-sized documents. The first page had a photograph of Sakaki's face, along with some simple bullet points concerning her background. I did receive a very basic overview of the girl's personal circumstances when her father visited the school. At a glance, those pages didn't contain much beyond what I'd already heard from the principal, but the fact that we had a file on her in the first place reinforced my impression of Sakaki's importance. I see. With a background like this, I suppose a bodyguard or two might be warranted.
そうなのよね。あなたにとっては普通のクラスメートでも、実際問題としてあの子を取り巻く問題はいろいろと複雑なの。
So it would seem.
彼女は盗品グループのトップの一人娘としていろんなところから目をつけられているわ。特に彼女は一人でいることを好むみたいだし、略取の危険性は常に考えるべきね。
Makes sense so far, but you want me to protect her by myself?
大げさなのは彼女自身も嫌うでしょうし、そんじょそこらの SP を大勢連れてきたところでユージ一人にもかなわないでしょ。
Don't overestimate me too much. It'll end up biting you in the ass.
正当な評価よ。本日一蓋〇〇より風見雄二は同任務に就くように。妨害があった場合は実力でこれを排除せよ。
Understood. The reason I've begun poking my nose into Sakaki's life to the point of following her around, it's not a manifestation of any personal feelings on my part, but rather the result of a perfectly legitimate order handed down to me in a professional capacity. Since I've been employed in this role, I fully intend to approach it seriously. In my line of work, your orders have absolute priority, even when a job happens to involve a close friend or relative. And protecting a classmate from approaching threats is something I do without being asked. So I didn't have any real reason to refuse this particular position. Through this rather abrupt sequence of events, I assumed the role of Sakaki Yumiko's bodyguard, without her knowledge. However, although I'd anticipated as much from the start, the mission in question quickly encountered a number of practical difficulties. Yo, where are you off to?
あなた、最近よくその質問をするわね。
Have I?
ともかく、私がどこへ行こうとあなたに関係のあることじゃないわ。それじゃあ。そこに立たれると、私が外に行けないんだけど。
Yeah? So where are you heading again? Didn't catch it the first time.
しつこいわね。どこへ行こうとあなたに関係のあることじゃないでしょ。分かったらそこをどいてくれないかしら。
Why? Going somewhere in a hurry?
駅前、古本屋に行って前に気になってた本を買おうと思ってるの。署名はロシア民族楽器の歴史、筆者は小室重生。これで満足かしら。
That's so. Good to know. Alright, you're free to go.
だから、あなたに関係もないし、許可をもらうようなことじゃないって言ってるでしょ。
Okay then, let's go.
また、あなたなの？
Why the again? Not like we run across each other that often.
偶然かもしれないけど、あなたと二人きりで顔を合わせるケースが、ここのところ増えている気がするんだけど。
Just your imagination. By the way, you headed anywhere in particular?
どこだっていいでしょ、そんなの。
Oh? Somewhere you can't tell me about? Everything alright?
無視して立ち去ろうとしたのに、 回り込まないでくれる？
Well, you didn't answer the question. That's pretty rude.
あなた、私の態度を見て事情を察するとか、そういうこともできないの？
Those circumstances are what I'm asking about. If there's some kind of problem, then...
トイレよ！なんで私が説明も何もしないか、お分かりになったかしら？
Yeah. I believe I have a solid grasp of the situation. My apologies. Enjoy your trip. She's really on guard. Well, not that you can blame her. From the moment I began putting my instructions into practice, Sakaki's gotten a great deal more wary about me. The reason, of course, is my abrupt intrusion into her bubble of isolation. It's entirely understandable. When someone who hasn't demonstrated much interest in you suddenly develops an acute interest in your movements, anybody would get a little suspicious. But since I'm acting on orders here, retreating outside of her comfort zone isn't an option.
2、3、4と。じゃあ、これは購入しますね。買い占めです。
あっちゃー、マジか。サッチンそこ入ったらぶっちぎりじゃねえの？
サーチ鉄道買い占めるの？ねえ、そこ押さえられちゃったら私マジ破産するんだって。やばいんだって。みちる様のお気持ちは痛いほどわかります。この路線を抑えることによってみちる様は文字通り手も足も出なくなり、サイコロを振っては私に搾取される人生が待ち受けているのですから。でも仕方ないのです。これはゲームです。私が手加減することでみちる様の緊張をそぎ、ゲームが至極くだらないものに貶められてしまいます。お分かりですか？これはみちる様のためを思ってやっていることなのです。今は辛くともひたすら耐えるのです。あんた、その気持ちよくなるまで耐えなさいっていう S 嬢みたいな口調、どこで覚えてきたのよ。つか、耐えるも何も私そこ押さえられたらゲーム終了なんだけどねえ。買い占めます。ギャー！
After returning from class, I was immediately invited to participate in a board game of Machinas. Not that I was given much choice in the matter. It's based off a simple dice movement game. Depending on the square you land on, there are options to purchase stocks or property, and with development, you can extract rent on others who pass through. That's the basic outline anyway. Machina seemed pretty confident she'd win, but once we actually got started, Sachi picked up the strategy with fearsome speed. She's been slowly, cruelly squeezing the cash out of us, like juice from a grapefruit.
サッチンド S だな。もうこれ本気でチルチルの生きる道なくなったのよさ。
1はサチで、2出してもユージで、3はマキナで、4、5、6もサチ。はあ、ダメだ。積んだ。
うわー、本当だ。どこ泊まっても金吸われまくりじゃんこれ。
Why don't you just sell those stocks you've been hoarding away so stubbornly? They're only slowing you down.
これは金のなる木なの。ゲームが終わった時にこの株があることによって振ったお金で順位が逆転するかもしれないんだから。あ、この鉄道の買い占めでみちる様の株は全滅ですね。暴落して紙くずです。
In particular, Michiru is being economically annihilated on a scale that reminds one of the old Soviet Union's downfall. Guess her luck's just terrible, but it seems like every time the girl makes a move, she ends up falling into a trap of Sachi's and forking over her liquid cash. If this game were taking place in a mahjong salon or something, I'd be seriously wondering about weighted dice at this point.
もういいのよ。あとはみんなせいぜい長生きして、私の人生はもう終わった。これでまた 私が勝ってしまうようですね。
なんとかサッチーの資産削りたいけど、片っ端から貢ぐおバカのせいで焼け石に水になっちゃうのよさ。
私の株、私の。
The outcome of the battle's already been decided. Just give in. In that moment, just as we all stood on the brink of abandoning resistance against our dominant foe, Sakaki strides quietly out the front door without so much as a glance in our direction. I'm going out for a while.
ちょっとお兄ちゃん、ゲームの途中よ。
Yeah, just remembered something I have to do for work. Sorry to skip out early. You three finish the game without me, alright?
3人でってお兄ちゃんの分はどうするのよ。
How about one of you take over my position? It'll be a good exercise in parallel processing, right? Anyway, see you later.
テレビゲームやってんじゃないのよさ。スイッチ一つでコム担当に切り替えられる感覚であとを任されても困るっての。
仕事じゃ仕方ないよね。マキちゃん、ここは私の勝ちということで穏便に済ませて。株が
ただいまーって、あれ、ユージ今出てったけど、どっか出かけんの？
女のケツを追っかけてどっか行ったのよさ。
女？誰よそれ。
肉のついてなさそうなケツなのよさ。
榊さんのこと？あんた気をつけないと本人の前で言ったらめんどくさいわよそれ。
榊さんが寮を出てすぐに理由も言わずに風見さんもすぐに出て行かれまして。
ユージはあんな骨っぽいお尻の方が好きなのかな。にしても最近ユージの榊さんへの構え方が尋常じゃないよね。
そうですね。会うたびにどこへ行くのか気になさっているご様子ですし。
こないだは便所行く時まで質問されてユミちゃんキレキレだったのよさ。
ことがユージだけにそう見えにくいけど、これってはっきり言ってストーカーよね。
ああ、やってもダメ。こうやって
も。で、なんでミチルは廃人になってるわけ？これと、あとこれももうなかったわ。
Talking to herself softly, Sakaki picks her way through a shelf of art supplies. Her outing to the station area was evidently an extremely minor errand. Seems like she's just replenishing her stock of artistic materials. Mishima Cape gets a fair amount of traffic, but it's still a small city. There are plenty of inconspicuous blind spots and back alleys where threats could be lurking. I keep a diligent eye on Sakaki from behind, checking for suspicious characters among the other customers and watching for any vans nearby that might be used for a grab and run as she leaves.
暗くなってきたわね。
After killing a little time rummaging around in a used bookstore, Sakaki glances up at the dark purple sky and makes her way out of the store. Slipping her newly purchased paperback into the paper bag with her art supplies, she sets off on the road back to the school with the same steady pace as always. Following from a distance, I jot down a few quick notes on today's events in a pocket-sized memo book. Abnormalities in the subject's vicinity, none worth noting, I guess. Today in particular, everything seemed reassuringly normal.
じゃあ今日はここまでにします。日直の人は教室の鍵かけて持ってきてくださいね。
終わり終わり。マキナ、今日はこのまま買い物するからちょっと手伝って。
わかった。でもトイレットペーパーは指んとこ痛くなるから、あれはアマネが持つんだぞな。
そういやサチ、ランドリーの中に入ってた洗濯物出しておいてくれたのってあんた？はい、みちる様が下着が多数散乱する洗濯物を不用心にも残しておいででしたので、全て回収して整頓いたしましたが、それが何？お礼言わなきゃいけないはずなんだけど、なんか素直に言いたくなくなるわね。 気をつけなさいよね、みちる。一応亮も女女体じゃなくなったんだからさ。分かってるわよ。だから
先に失礼するわ。
Alright. See you all later.
またしても尾行開始なのよさ。
これで4日連続よね。放課後の尾行プレイ。なんかいやらしい響きよね。放課後とかプレイとか。
それはみちる様の心にいかがわしい妄想があるからかと思います。
ちょっと何よそれ。思ってないわよ。ちょっと想像しただけよ。しとるがな。それはともかくここまでになると単なる興味とかそういう範疇を超えちゃってるよね。
あの無機質感漂う女をどういう理由で追い回してるのか気になるのよさ。
質問しちゃえばいいんじゃないの？ユージに直接。
風見さんが答えるとは思いませんが。
だよね。ユージって嘘は言わないけど、言わないって決めたことは絶対に言ってくれなさそう。うわー、でも気になるわね。何考えてんのよあいつ。引きなし理由もなくストーカーとかわけわかんないわよ。しかも相手がユミコとかさ。
みちる様、あまり考えると脳が熱くなってしまいますよ。考えるときは少しずつ量を調整して考えないとオーバーヒートしてしまいます。
人の脳みそを安物の工作機械みたいに言うんじゃないわよ。まあでも気になりだしたら他のこと手につかないわよね。でもそれを知る手段もないわけだし。
だったら調査するしかないのよさ。
調査
するの？
ってどうやってやるのよそんなの。
本人に聞くのが無理なんだったら情報を集めて推測するしかないのよさ。つうわけ
あんたユージの部屋を物色するつもり？さすがにそれはやばいんじゃないの？
いいじゃん。お兄ちゃんのことだからやばっちい理由だったら部屋に証拠とか残さないだろうし、別に見られたって死ぬようなもんじゃないってなあさっち。
はい、じゃあ早速今日の夜にでも調査に入るということで。
うわー、知らないわよ。私は関係ないからね。何も言ってないからね。
さっち、分かっているとは思うが貴様は今から私の指揮下に入る。呼ぶときは隊長だ。いいな。さあ。前もって言っていたブツの準備はさあ。
指紋を残さないように手袋も万全です。センルーメンの蛍光ライトも用意しました。
よし。では調査を開始する。さあ。相変わらず殺風景な部屋なのよさ。
物がないだけに散らかってもないですね。どこから手をつけましょうか、隊長。
さすがに引き出し開けられてガサガサまでやられるとお兄ちゃんも怒るのよさ。ひとまずは目につくあたりから物色するのよ。さあ。
何もないですね、隊長。
もう何もそれっぽいものは見当たらないな。
机の上もゴミ箱もベッドの下も探しましたがエロ本一つ見つかりません。
ゆみちゃんにの AV 女優でも見つかりゃあまねえの反応が楽しみだろうけど、そういう面白いネタも皆無なのよさ。
やっぱり風見さんに聞くしかないのでしょうか。
ひとまずそろそろ帰るのよさ。お兄ちゃんが帰ってきたらややこしいし、こういう調査には引き際が大事なのよ。
隊長、今踏んだのは。
なんだこれ、手帳。
体調？
見つけたのよさ。
で、ユージの手帳に書いてあったことを全部マキナがその場で記憶して PC で打ち直したのがこれってわけね。
さすがに持ってくるわけにはいかなかったからな。
だからって覚えられるマキちゃんはすごいです。
お疲れ様って言っていいのかちょっと疑問だけどね。つかあんたさ、本当にこれ以外で妙なことしてないでしょうね。合鍵貸したの私なんだからさ、
早く読めよ。すっげえこと書いてあんぜ。
話聞け。で、みちる、あんたはあんたで早速読みふけってるわけ？調査するって話になった時あんな否定的だったのに。ってみちる？何これ？どれ貸してみ。何7月18日、天気明朗なれども波高し、休日ゆえに通りに一般人多数、特に目立った事件なし。って、これがどうかした？
問題はそこから先なんです、あまねさん。
その後よ。続き？榊由美子の動向。14時28分、寮の自室を出る。入り口付近で問答の後外出。15時53分帰宅。まっすぐに2階へと上り自室へ入る。ってこれまさかその
まさかなのよさ。
はい、手帳に書かれていたのは風見さんが榊さんの追跡をしたその記録だったんです。
とりあえず続き読むわね。7月19日20時12分、寮の自室より外出。人目につかないように裏道を通りコンビニへ向かう。雑誌コーナーの年齢制限のある場所へ赴くも、4分強立ち尽くした後にため息を一つつき、安っぽいプリンを一つ購入して帰宅。寮の付近でスプーンの入れ忘れに気づき、一人店員に憤る。7月20日17時44分、学内を徘徊し、3階の廊下で突如として鼻歌を歌い出すも、10秒ほどで周囲を気にして中断。注意深く周囲を見回し、誰もいないことを確認した後、先ほどよりも大きめの音量で鼻歌を再開。18時34分、妙に疲弊した表情で帰宅。
7月21日18時18分、駅前の古書店にてワゴンセールの古本を物色。26分後、隣の画材屋に移動して色鉛筆を棚から出し、うち1箱を購入。
7月22日7時54分、突如それまでいた寮のロビーを退出。外出理由を問うも回答せずに逃亡したので追う。来客用の便所の方へ向かったことを確認。理由は商用を足すことと時間より推測。
ものすごい細かいわね。
ほぼ毎日のように後をつけてどこへ行くか質問をし、その結果を記録。
つーかこれつまりストーカ
ーですよね。
ユージが
意外な結末が待っていたのよさ。
興味深い話ね。
ユミコ！
人を飼うみたいに言わないでちょうだい。で、このメモ、元は風見くんが書いたものに間違いはないのね。
そうよ、そう
部屋に侵入して手帳から写したものだから間違いないのよさ。
他の人が書いたとは思えませんでしたね。
そうなら仕方ないわね。よくもまあこんなに詳細に、しかも誰もいないって思ってた時まで。鼻歌もプリンも。これいただいていくけどよろしいかしら。
どうぞ
許せない風見裕二。
やばいって。どうすんのよこれ。
榊さん、わかりやすく殺す目をしてましたね。
まあでもユージがここまでやってたからには本人から説明してもらわないとどうしようもないわよね。
ぶっちゃけ引いた
はっきり言うわね。まあでも確かにちょっとそうだけど、ユージにあんな性癖があったなんて知らなかったし。私知らないからね。大惨事になっても知らないから。みちるもビビりね。しかしなんでユージはこんなことしたんだろう。
恋愛感情なのでしょうか。
普通はそうよね。でもあのユージだし、もし本当に好きになったんならもっと直接的な行動に出ると思うんだけどね。
お兄ちゃんならさっくり襲いかかっても不思議じゃないと思うのよさ。
さっくり言うな。そうね。ユージだったら普通に面と向かって言うと思うのよね。好きって思ったんなら。
それもそうですよね。
まあ今はとりあえず青鬼さんから厳しい尋問を受けている頃だろうし、その結果を見守るっきゃないわよね。
理由説明していただけるかしら。
Bursting onto the rooftop, Sakaki strides up to me with a look of pure fury on her face, then hurls a bunch of paper in my general direction. Putting that aside for the moment, can you retract that blade before we talk? And in her left hand, the girl's holding her fully extended box cutter. Her knuckles are white. Even from a few meters away, I can see her hand trembling.
それはあなたの答え次第ね。いいから説明してちょうだい。
Who did this? Makina? Musashi?
そんなことどうだっていいでしょ。私が聞きたいのはどうしてこんなストーカーみたいなことをあなたがしたのかって聞いているのよ。
I did steal the documents from JB about Sakaki's personal data inside a securely locked drawer. There's not much risk they found those. But my notes on Sakaki's movements didn't contain anything problematic from a professional perspective, so I wasn't nearly as careful with them. Obviously a serious mistake. I'll have to punish the trespassers later, but at the moment, there's a more immediate problem to deal with.
ねえ、どうなの？ちゃんと答えなさい。
It's pretty simple. I was asked to guard you. That's all. The rage on Sakaki's face instantly changes to utter confusion. Not waiting for her to process the remark, I continue my explanation. Your father, Sakaki Michiyaki, contacted my employer. After determining that your personal safety was at risk, they made arrangements for your protection. I've been assigned to the job, so knowing where you are at all times is my responsibility. I'll apologize if you found it disturbing. Sakaki's sharp glare falters. Her eyes drop to the ground at her feet. Gripping her knife even more firmly than before, she mutters something too quietly for me to hear. Sakaki? Gradually, her voice grows louder, until at last a few words squeeze their way out of her mouth.
必要ない。
Say what? Sakaki's eyes flash upward to meet mine once more.
必要ないわ。父が何を言ったかわからないけど、護衛なんかいらない。
You're the daughter of the East Beach Group's president. That places you in a dangerous position. If you keep walking around without any security, eventually...
何か起こったのなら、 それはそれでいいわ。私が死ぬだけなんでしょ。どうせ。
What?
死ねばいいのよ。いっそ。
I can still see the anger in Sakaki's face, but it's changed. There's a hint of something reckless and indifferent in her expression. Something like resignation.
別にこんな体守ったところで何もないんだから。とにかく今日限りでそんなことをやめてちょうだい。
With those words, Sakaki turns and leaves the roof. The hell was that about? I can understand that having someone follow you around would be unpleasant, but the reason Sakaki refused my protection doesn't seem to have much to do with that. The woman talks like she's completely disinterested in her own safety. Of course, I was ordered to protect her, so I'm going to continue to do so, but it's unsettling to hear her talk like that. Left a bad taste in my mouth. The documents I was given on Sakaki Yumiko contained extensive information on her current situation, but there was practically nothing concerning her past, or that of the East Beach group. This borderline self-destructive attitude clearly didn't come from nowhere. I just don't have enough information to make sense of it. For now, the only thing I can do is take care of the job I was assigned. Hey everyone, J2 John Jeremy here. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to click on subscribe and the bell icon to ensure you're kept up to date on the channel. Until next time, so long and take care.